Hello, and thank you for being here once again. And today we are not just going to discuss what exactly is happiness, but we will try to question everything so that we can dis- deconstruct everything that we have tried to understand in the last few days. Let's first take the first thing about this project. If we look happiness as a target or a goal, we have to put some effort in attaining happiness. The question then arises, if we have to struggle to achieve happiness, is it truly happiness? Are we truly happy while trying to be happy? This is a question that I have been thinking for the last few days. Another question that I have been thinking about is, if happiness is something that is to be achieved at a later point of time, are we destroying the happiness today? This is something that we all need to understand. So, what exactly is happiness? The more we try to achieve happiness, the more it eludes us. because happiness is something that has to be spontaneous and it cannot be achieved by trying to achieve it. Here is a dilemma that we all face, that when we are facing a difficult thing, we think that this phase will pass and tomorrow we will be happy. And we never take a step back and think, why are we not happy today? If we take a step back and try to analyze this situation, in my opinion, that I have realized something, that we try to compare whatever happened in our past. It is our memories that tell us that now we are not happy because in the past we felt happy. So we are somehow imprisoned by this concept of time through which we try to compare our situation from the past. And if we feel that the present situation is not good enough than the past, then we feel unhappy. And we hope that this situation gets better in the future. In this whole process, we make our lives miserable. The moment we realize that this trap of time is making our life miserable, it becomes easier for us to find ways how to get out of this trap. So we have to detach ourselves from our memories and our thinking process, that we don't think too much about the future. As in Gita, it has been said that कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्य मा फलेषु कदाचन. In the surface layer, it feels that This slope is actually telling us to do our duty and not think about the result. But this slope is layered, and it also says that don't think about the past, don't think about the future, just do your duty today without thinking about what happened in the past and what will happen in the future. The moment we stop thinking about the past and the future, we liberate ourselves from the stress or the disappointment that we might get uh, and make us further away from happiness. Here, I want to dive deeper and look at two parts of happiness. I'm speaking about this because this is very important to understand before we move ahead and detach ourselves from this time loop. We have to understand that there is one thing called pleasure and another thing is joy. Joy is something very spontaneous, and it is a joy that makes us happy. But the action of finding joy is often pleasure. I will give a small example here. Let's say I find joy in dancing. I feel happy when I am dancing. Here, dancing is the pleasure. But if we think that because dancing is gives us happiness, we cannot repeat this activity again and again so that we derive joy out of dancing every time in equal amounts. It does not work like that. Because if we don't get joy out of dancing at some point, it can bring disappointment. Whereas joy depends on different factors. It depends on what mood we are in, what are the different things going in our head, at what time we did a particular action, and we cannot have a repetitive uh, action that keeps on giving us joy. Joy is not repetitive, whereas pleasure is repetitive. So it is very important for us to make a distinction between joy and pleasure. So this duality helps us understand how we think about joy, pleasure, and if we create a habit of finding joy in everything, we can be happy most of the time. Now, the next question that comes up is, how do we make finding joy a habit? As we ask this question, I have realized that pursuit of happiness is not achievable by ourselves alone. We cannot look happiness in silos, but in relationship with our environment. Human beings are a social animal, so everything that happens around us affects our happiness. So we have to understand this, and I will tell you the importance of being aware that happiness can be achieved only in a relation with the environment. Let us take two people. Uh, I would say that I like this person, and I don't like the second person that much. I like this first person because I enjoy being with that person. But I don't like the other person just because I don't enjoy being with them. So how do we define that I enjoy being with? It is how we created an image of each person in our life. If we practice being optimistic and look at the positive side of each person, it will be easier for us to accept each person as they are. And not every person is same. Every person is unique. So it is for our benefit that we have to find positives in each person. So it becomes easier for us to deal with each of them. When we practice or make our mind believe that there is good in every person, we will be able to find good in every person, and it, we will hardly be unhappy because the negative points will not bother us. Another important point that I want to make here is that never expect anything from anyone. If you have expectation from people that they will have to behave in a certain way, or if I am giving them something, they will have to return. Quite often, it will lead to disappointment because the moment we set expectation and the other person who is not aware of our expectations is most likely not to deliver as per our expectations, and it will create disappointment, and disappointment makes our life miserable, and it will be difficult for us to be happy. Another thing that makes us unhappy is that we are constantly in an internal war with ourselves. When we think of what people expect from us, it becomes difficult for, for us to work in the direction of expectations of other people. Just like if we set expectations to others, it gives makes us stressed because of the disappointment. If we try to live up to the expectation of other people, that also creates a tension within us, what we want to do and what we are trying to be, because what others expect from us. It is often seen that sometimes we are not able to take any action that can make us happy, because we are too much worried about what others will think. It not just happens with the society, but within family as well. So I won't say, encourage anyone to create a situation where you do something that makes the family unhappy just because you like it. We have to find a fine balance where we are also happy, where others are also happy. We have to find a middle ground somewhere and keep on going. It is a difficult topic that I don't want to often talk about is because most of the time I have seen that the expectations that others have from us, if we take it too seriously and not find a middle ground, when we fail, we try to blame it on others. But mind you, blaming does not help you because everything that you do is your choice and you are the only person responsible for your own choice. Speaking about failures, it is another factor that keeps us away from happiness. So we have to take the burden of our failures and keep it away. And come up with a mindset that is ready to let our past failures die, because failures are not something that we get if we had not tried. We fail because we tried something, but due to several other factors, we saw failures. But it is the journey that is important in that failure, be- before that failure, because that journey taught us many things. And it is important for us to cherish the memories of that journey rather than thinking only about the failure. We have to cherish the memories of the journey. Now, no matter at what age uh, in, can you think of point of time where you did not think of the past memories? I would say that it is good to think about the memories from time to time, but it is not a good idea to keep carrying the memories ev- everywhere we go, because this does not allow us to take action today, and that this does not, and the lack of because of the lack of action, we are not able to create our future as well. So don't think too much about the past. So today we discussed a lot of things. Let me try to wrap up what we discussed today. The first thing we discussed was that success is not a goal or target that has to be achieved. I mean, happiness is not a target or goal to be achieved, because if we have to put effort for happiness, it is not true happiness. We have to let happiness come spontaneously. The next point we discussed is the distinction between pleasure and joy. So it is very important for us to understand uh, pleasure and joy, because joy is not repetitive and pleasure is something that can be repeated. But pleasure does not necessarily give us happiness, but joy, it, because of its spontaneous nature, gives us happiness every day. The next point we discuss about happiness, the nature of happiness, that it cannot be achieved in silos, but we have to look at happiness in relation with the uh, environment around us. Another thing that we discussed is that we are often trapped in the time loop, and because of which we make our lives today miserable, because we compare our happiness today with our past. And if we feel that the past memories were better, we feel miserable, and we hope that the future will again be better. In this, we are often forgetting about the present, and always thinking about the past or the future. And this makes our life difficult. So we have to detach ourselves from the past and try to live in the present. So that's all for today. If you have any other idea about the happiness project and how you can contribute to the happiness project, do let me know through in the comments. And if you like what I am doing, do like the videos and subscribe to my channel. I will try to deep dive on various aspects of happiness. And during this journey, we'll try to understand how we can maximize our happiness in life. So that's all from uh, uh, tonight. Good night, everybody. I will see you soon, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye.